Welcome, everybody, to this awesome 2025 Topps Series 2 Baseball Hobby 12 box full case. Number 5, pick your team break. I'm excited for this one. Excited to break some baseball. Hopefully, pull all y'all some awesome stuff. I'm going to get this shared over here in 2 seconds and then get everybody tagged, and then we're going to jump right in as everybody picked their team. So we should be solid on that. I'm going to bring this trash can closer to me so we can get this all squared away. Let me get y'all tagged up in this break, and then we will get going. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, and everyone's having a great time. Hopefully maybe spending time with friends, family, etc. All the fun stuff. Said goodbye to one of my friends today. Took the kid Emmett to the airport. He left us. No, he'll be back soon. But we miss him already. So hopefully, everybody else is having a blast with their friends and such. Let me get over to the. Find the breaks page. There it is. All right. Let me start tagging everybody. And then we will get on our way. My first time getting to break for the stash. Aiden Clark bought into this break. Looking to get a The Miz for his collection. Hopefully I can pull him one. That'd be sick. If I could. I don't know why it does that. Almost done getting everybody tagged here. Wayne is the only one I'm having a hard time getting in. There it is. I believe that is the right one. All right. Everyone is tagged. And we are good to start. Let's go. All right. Back over to. Trying to get back over to where I can see everything. Page, there it is. We're live. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get these all taken down. I'm going to put the little token on the Mag. Here we go. Who is excited for this break? I am. Love baseball. Love doing these breaks. Here we go. Get them all taken out. Can't wait to see what we pull. Had a pretty good luck with the last case. Pulled some really cool. Oops, as you can see. Sorry, go back. That is an empty box. That one out of the way, and then we will get all of these back up here and ready to roll for y'all. She's all the way back because I know we will have plenty of mags and all the fun stuff to get to. Here we go. Here we go. We are off and running. First box. Let's go. I'm going to stack all of these up at the end and do them at the end. They're going to go right there. You can pull autos and other numbered stuff out of there. So that's an empty box right there. Get that one out of here. Bam. And we will get going. Actually, after this pack, I am going to go and run and grab a 5-lane because that is the one thing I didn't do. Was grab a 5-lane. Alrighty, get that one set to the side. Let me go grab that so I can. Alrighty, I almost forgot having a place to store all the cards. That would have not been good. Here we go. Boom. And here we go. Bo Jackson on the insert. These are usually the upside downs. There they are. Got the Edward Cabrera on the silver there. Get that. Do a little sleeve. Off the side. I don't know what everybody's doing tonight, but appreciate y'all hanging with us on a Saturday. So I opened up a bunch of the stuff earlier on Whatnot, so am very deep in on tops today. There we go. We have a Thomas on the retro. Love those retro looks. Love the takes me back to my childhood, I guess. I mean, Madrigal, South Frillick, Bird song. Did y'all see the Brewers had a call up yesterday, and dude threw like a no-hitter into like the 6th inning before being taken out because they thought he might be injured, and that's pretty impressive. he also like threw like 14 pitches over 100 miles an hour. So throwing absolute gas. We got Jarren Duran on the stat leaders insert. Kyle Freelander. Got a Rodriguez on the silver here. Let me get that one. Put over a little pile of the silver ones. Summertime. Or sorry, I want to keep saying summertime superstars, but it's just summer superstars. Juan Soto. I love that look at that parallel. I wish they had autographs. I don't know if they do. Actually, I should probably look in. I don't know if they have autographs of those or not. I haven't seen one yet, but if they do, those probably look pretty sick. Pete Alonso. Watched him just absolutely destroy a baseball at Rockies Stadium the other day. Went to go see my son. He was doing the parade around the field for the Little League. So we watched the Mets play the Rockies, and they absolutely demolished them. So it was a packed house, though, which was kind of cool to see. Cody Bellinger and then Brandon Lockridge. They actually were like literally like saying, I think like the night before in that day were the two biggest attendance for the year. That's how bad the Rockies have been. That the attendance has been not great this year. What's going on, Rick? How's it going? Hopefully you're having a wonderful Saturday. Walker. Hicks. You're pulling for a the Miz first pitch card because Aiden said he'd buy me all the C4 energy drinks if I pulled them one. Not that I think we approved the other day that we can drink a lot of energy drinks around here. There's like sweet Ken Griffey Jr. on that one right there. Very cool. Rocker. Nolan Jones. This is one of my favorite cards. Tyler O'Neill. All the dings on the monster, or I'm assuming it's the green monster. That's what it looks like. Could be a different stadium, but summer superstars, J-Ram, and we have the Grisham. I got a numbered one here in the back. Let's see what it is. Looks like it's going to be for the Royals. It's going to be a Cole Ragans on that number 274 parallel. Very sick one there. Let me get that one into a top load. And get that off to the side. Definitely wanted that to come out a lot smoother. And those top loaders did. There you go. It's a pretty sick one right there. I'm going to stick that one over there. And get on to the next one. I'm trying my best to be to get better at figuring out how to be more optimal in here. I'm a lefty and everybody else is a righty, so it's kind of set up. It feels like a little bit weird for how I do things, but I'm figuring it out. Awesome. Austin there, Andrew Waters, and that is that sweet like team logo emoji thing for Javier Baez. Very cool one. I like that one. Obviously, I like Javier Baez. I am a de facto sort of Cubs fan because my wife is a Cubs fan, and we named our son after a Cub, and I grew up watching them a lot on WGN because we were military and we moved around a lot. So, ooh, that is a sick one right there. Got the lumber patch for Ozzy Albies on that one. Very cool, right there. And so obviously watched Javier Baez win the World Series, all that kind of stuff. I was also happened to be at the Rockies game when the Cubs played the Rockies, and Javier Baez hit his first home run. So I watched him hit his first home run and all of that, and then now he plays for my Tigers, which is my main team. So I like Javi. He hasn't really played to the same level he did when he was with the Cubs, but that's usually the case when you sign somebody to a massive contract. Not often does it all the way work out. Derek Jeter right there. The rookie, let me get that one in the top or in a sleeve. Sure, sir. Alrighty. This one in a soft sleeve, and then we'll move that thing over. And we are on to box number 2. Like I said, stacking these up for the end. Those are some of my favorite packs to open. I love the way those cards look. Empty box. Love the way those cards look. So, do those right at the end. Also, been pretty lucky. I pulled pulled an autograph out of the pack that I had in a personal break that I did on the 24-hour stream, and I had an autograph in the ones in the case that I did on the 24-hour stream in those silver packs. So hopefully we will get another one today. That would be absolutely incredible. Juan Soto. There's Luis Angel Acuna. Seems like that is always the case. I'm saying it now just because so that way you guys can pay attention at home for it too. Seems like every time you get a Juan Soto, you almost always see the Luis Angel Acuna right behind it for some reason. There's a few other ones that I like. That one stands out because obviously 2 players that have a pretty decent name for themselves. I keep saying Acuna Jr. It's not Acuna Jr. I'm just so used to saying his brother's name that I keep saying it. Super sick Corbin Carroll. There. My boy Emmett earlier when I took him to the airport had on the Corbin Carroll jersey. Earlier, when I was in on Whatnot, they had one of our regular on Whatnot. He's local. He was saying that he got free tickets to the Rockies game, but he wasn't going to go. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees this weekend, and they are playing the Diamondbacks. That is awfully hot to go see the Diamondbacks play the Rockies. I would pass on that as well. 100 degrees is nuts. And unfortunately, it seems like at that stadium in particular, it is even hotter when you are inside. So there's another rookie. That Jackson Merrill. I love those San Diego jerseys. Always super cool. Colorful and all the fun stuff. Here we go. Gavin Lux. Max Scherzer. Ben Brown. And we have it. Austin Martin. They're on that silver. Very cool. Jason Dominguez. Do love the shots that they have here. Boom. There we go. We have like Gleyber Torres on that blue. Number 2, 150 right there. Super sick right there. That one I'll put into a top load and add it to the pile for the recap later. Roki with Ohtani. Like I said, I'll add that to the pile. I'll top load those before we get into the next box. Make a little pile there so we can kind of do them all together real quick fast. Gary Sanchez. There's a Cal Rally. I'm going to actually probably sleeve that one up as well. He is having a crazy year. He is crushing the ball. So, good for him. One of those cases where someone is not necessarily super highly sought after in the market, and then all of a sudden, boom, his stuff goes through the moon. He is having, like I said, having a great year. Someone sent me a link where like his prices have gone like through the roof on his on those cards, on his on like his rookies and stuff. So good for the person who is like, I'm gonna PC Cal Rally. Ooh, nice, awesome signature right there on the throwback. That is on card as well, which is super sick. The Rhett Lauder. Very cool. Love that. Love those retro throwbacks. Those things are sick. That one going over to the Reds, and that one will go to Brandon Lee. Very sick. Always love it when the autos are on card. I know it's not always a possibility, but kind of makes them a little extra special. Jones. That was a pretty cool one. Grab that one. York. It's almost like a. I know it's like, it looks like it's the same sunset, but it's just like it's a little more blue. It's not. I don't know. Very cool. Put that to the side. Rule. There is a bam, Bryce Harper right there on the inside. Cool. Comper, Marte, Sosa, Birdsong. There's Chris Bryant. Probably the few times you'll see him actually on a baseball field. Double check the go to the box, check my phone. Always weird when it dings twice. Just always making sure something's not. Sometimes it means the video's frozen or whatever. So it's always nice to double check to make sure somebody sees something that I don't. Willie Mays right there and Gonzalez. Usually have the fellas pop in here and there to get like an Aiden or Emmett popping in to check. Just making sure everything's all solid. Vader. 2 packs left to go in this. That one set. Oh, there you go. Heston Kjerstad on the number 2/2025. Very cool. That one into a top load. Pile. Nice little Thunder out there. Got a Javier Assad on that to 250 there. Having little thunderstorms all day, so just had a massive crack. I don't know if anyone could hear that through the mic, but it was very loud. No Soto and Angel Acuna back together. Just saying. Who's Angel Acuna? Weird. Super weird. Been raining all day, and I can hear the sprinklers are just going off. Don't think you really need them out there, but it is what it is. There you go. On to stacking up the silver packs. Boom, 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 and empty box. Love the photos on these. Absolutely, like, make me happy as a like baseball fan and a collector. The photos on here are just top notch for the product. I mean, I feel like last year were not as good. Nice little Paul Skeens right there. Summer superstars. He's having a good year. Although his team can't win, but interesting to see as a pitcher. You know, you can kind of do all you can, but still need some runs behind you. Flip that one over. Boom. There's a Weston Wilson right there on that silver. throwback Phillies. I love those throwback Phillies. I love throwback jerseys in general, to be honest with you. But very cool. Down. Max Muncy. Kyle Tucker. Michael Harris. Kyle Freelander. Or Freeland. More lightning and thunder. You can hear the drive home might not be super fun. Shota Imanaga there on that throwback. There it is right there. I told you. Just a pattern I noticed last time when I was opening up that case. Not complaining. I mean, Soto and News Angel Acuna are definitely not bad players to get cards of. And if you're gonna get both, you might not terrible to have. There's a sick on the American flag variation. Number 276, Austin Wells, going over to the Yankees. And that one is going to Peter Killinger. Very cool. Summer Superstars. Yelly. Nabru Crew. I got that rhythm down now. Got that. Bam. Got a Detroit Tigers there. Very sick one. That is super cool. Duke Snider and Mickey Mantle. Tigers on that 2025 parallel. I like those. I like the bronze on that. That's pretty sick. Very cool. Love checklists. I know that's like probably like the dumbest thing ever, but Rick, Colorado's pretty good. I don't know how it's looking outside right now. I can keep hearing the lightning and the thunder, so I don't know what it's gonna look like when I leave. But it was nice. It was nicer earlier. I mean, it was raining, I guess, a little bit when I took Emmett to the airport, but other than that, wasn't too crazy. But yeah, seems like it's might be picking up. I know it's supposed to be a heat wave this weekend, supposedly, so that's gonna not be fun. But I mean, I guess you can't really complain either which way. Trey Turner there, Nick Martinez. Looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's nice tomorrow. Maybe if it is, I'm gonna get out and play some catch with the little man. It's been a few days since we've played some catch, and I'd like to play some catch with him. JD Martinez on that silver right there. That one in there. He is seemingly wanting to take after the old man and be a pitcher. He loves pitching. His little league season just came to an end. Just had his end of the season party there the other day. So we'll be working on all of the things he can do to get better. Still a little guy. Played up this year. Only 7. He was like the only 7-year-old on like an 8 to 10-year-old team. He kind of played up. So It was a little bit of a struggle for him, but he's got a good arm, knows how to throw the ball, and super proud of him. He's got such a good attitude, and he just wants to get better, which is really something cool. Never wanted to push any of my kids into doing any sports. Wanted them to have their own personality, and wanted them to be able to kind of pick out their own lane in life and have a passion for something and not just do it because mom and dad told them, you know. So, got a daughter that loves basketball and plays it, and will probably play in college. And then little guy is out there trying to get better every day. We literally throw in my basement from wall to wall. It's about 46 feet, which is exactly the length. So I make him throw down the hallway through a door frame, and actually really helps his accuracy quite a bit, I think. But that's just me. Joyce, and then bam, we have the Adele Amador right there, followed by that Freddie Freeman in the Bednar. That's a cool one. Adele Amador, number to 74. Really cool to get him. We actually went to Rockies Fest before the season and met Adele Amador, and we were actually asking him about, you know, having his debut patch and all that kind of cool stuff. So really cool to see him in the product this year. Really cool to grab that spot for the Rockies. That one's going over to Chad Sweatman. This one might be, I think this is going to be our relic. Boom. Rafael Devers on the jersey right there. Going over to the Red Sox. That one going to Joe Lenza on that nice little relic piece. I think. Very cool on that one. Love that throwback look. Those things are super sick. These aren't as bad. I opened some blasters earlier, and Mookie Betts there, Josh Bell. I opened some blasters earlier, and dude, they were like in like 72 different directions. The cards were like facing one way and facing the other way. It was very tough to kind of like figure out like without having to like move the cards a zillion times. Playoff contenders is like that too. By the way, playoff contenders. Or not playoff contenders, Panini contenders. Sorry. Oh, get to this one right here. Panini contenders was like that. Every card was in a different direction, which was interesting. Loved the look of the set. So if you guys are thinking about getting into those, the 2 boxes I opened were very good. I was very surprised with how stacked they were. Ended up with an extra auto in each. So ended up with says 5 on the box, but I definitely got 6 in each box, and I got some low numbered ones. In 2 boxes, I got 3 cards numbered to 25 or less, including 2 that were less than 10. So very cool box, nice looking sets. So if anyone was looking into getting into some of that product, I definitely think it's a beautiful looking product, and very cool cool card setup. So I definitely liked the look of them better than I did last year. So, and like I said, both boxes I had the privilege of opening today were filled with an extra auto. So. Purple back here. There's a Edmundo Sosa on the purple out of 250. Going over to the Phillies. some of these action shots are just super sick on this stuff. All those ones up against the walls, and then all the diving ones, so sick. Always. I know I've seen them like 300 times because I've opened so much of the stuff, but it's like it's still every time I see them, very cool looking. Hoping to get another K Zone out of here. That'd be so sick too. I pulled a K Zone in the other case that I had, and it was very cool. As a there you go. Got the Dean Creamer there. Got the Kyle Schwarber. Very cool. Like I said, that K Zone was so sick looking. Got all Kings as well. That thing was awesome as well. So definitely like those ones for sure. Why? I don't know. I meant to like just soft seal that one, but it's all good. Got in the rhythm a little too much there. Those diving ones right there, like those are so sick. And I'm not a big fan of honestly, like a lot of cards, like unless done right, like the sideways cards are like sideways cards look super sick in like soccer and stuff, but like I don't know, baseball I'm not a super big fan of all the time. But these ones they did a really good job with. So the Jackson Merrill right there on that throwback. Robles card always cracks me up. He's like clearly swinging through, hitting the ball, but he's also blowing a bubble. Almost looks photoshopped and fake, but I mean, still pretty sick. If it is. Very cool. Backwards card here, and bam. We have the Alexis Diaz on that one. Very sick. Blaze Alexander, one of the cooler names in baseball. There's Ichiro on that throwback. Jackson Job. That's a cool one right there. Sideways. There is a Nolan Arenado on that Summer Superstars insert. Very cool. There is an Angel Martinez on the material for the Cleveland Guardians. That one going over to Mr. Aiden Clark. Getting that rookie materials. Char. Baez always that Casey Schmidt card always reminds me that we pulled his debut patch. First weeks I was here, we had pulled that, which was a very cool one. A cool video up on our YouTube of that pull. There's Mike Yastrzemski for the Giants. Another Roki. I think the reason why there's another Armando Sosa. We've been pulling him a few times here on those ones. Over there, got the Roki out anyway. Might as well sleeve that one here. Snell. There's a Luis Acuna, or Luis Angel Acuna. Jurickson Profar. Right there. Here we go. Kumar Rocker. Here we go. Ooh, very sick one. Like that one a lot. It's going to be to number 25. Very cool. Going over to the St. Louis Cardinals and Joe Lenza at Thomas Saggis. Saggis. I always forget how to pronounce that dude's name. But that is a sick one nonetheless. At 25. 20 out of 25. Very cool one right there. Let's get on to box number 5. Silver pack goes in the silver pack stack. Bam. Do those at the end. Stacked up here. Empty box. Double check the phone because. Alrighty. Here we go. In here, pulling stuff. Excited to see what's in those silver packs. Like I said, the silver packs, some of my favorite cards come out of there. I love the way they look. Obviously, that Mojo design, very cool look. Mookie Betts. Mookie is a talented dude. I've seen him like bowl and stuff, and like just like ridiculously talented. Salvador Perez, one of my favorite all-time catchers. Get this base moved over real quick because this stack is scaring me. See a little purple back there. Let's see what we got. Boom. We got a Seth Johnson on the purple there. Wow, that Tyler Fitzgerald was very cool looking. Put that one into a sleeve and a top loader. That one numbered to 250. Quan, Luis Angel Acuna, Robbie Ray right there on the silver. That one into a little sleeve. To the vial. Salvador Perez again. Bo Bichette. There's a nice little Shohei. Little sleeve action as well, because you know, it's Shohei. It's Shohei. Cal Tucker. There is another stat leaders there. Wells, Whit Merrifield. I love putting Whit Merrifield in my daily fantasy lineups because he'd always like seemingly get like a double all the time, or like once every other game. So it's always cheap for how many points he'd get you. Alrighty, here we go on this one. We're gonna have a home field advantage. That's a sick one for Spencer Strider. Let's get that thing into a mag. There is a case hit right there. Beautiful home field advantage. Obviously love those designs. They look so sick. That one going over to Atlanta. And those Braves. Very sick right there. Let's get that one into the stand. That one going to Atlanta and Sean Heron. Congratulations on that, Sean. What's up, Brian? How's it going, Brian? Bobby Witt Jr., Hunter Goodman. I think I've been on record of saying I might start a Hunter Goodman PC. I like the way he plays. I've liked the way he plays for a while now, but I don't know. I've recently, the last couple times I've been to Rockies games, he's just always done really well. And I saw it coming last year. I said it so many times. I was like, why don't they use him more? Mookie Betts got that. Ryan McMahon. Killing it. That's all. Glad I grabbed 5 teams. Hey, still got all those silver packs and everything else left. We're only about halfway. I mean, you never know. Oops. Happy Father's Day to you, Brian. I assume you may be a father yourself. Usually, those are the ones who make sure to wish Happy Father's Day. So, hopefully, you have some cool plans if you do. I think I'm probably going to be at a basketball tournament for my daughter tomorrow, which that'll be how my Father's Day goes, which, again, probably the best way to spend Father's Day. Oh, there's a sick one. Jackson Chourio autograph on card. Super sick, going over to Milwaukee and James Conlon. Nice pull there. We've been having some luck with stuff, so. 3 sons, that's awesome. Yeah, hopefully you have a wonderful Father's Day. Get to enjoy it with the kiddos or grown men, depending on how old they are. I got a daughter who just graduated high school. Got one that graduates next year, and then got a little dude that's 8. So a little spread out there, but got some little grown ones, you know. Little dude thinks he's grown too, so it's pretty funny. Definitely learned from his sisters how to act like a crazy kid. There is a Brent Rooker. I hope so. You know, always a good time. Other than driving, you know, obviously like where we're at here, there's some decent tournaments, but usually the tournaments we drive to, like this weekend, are like, you know, usually like about an hour and a half or so away. And then we have some bigger tournaments that we're gonna have to go to. Vegas, I think, and Chicago still on the docket for this summer. So Already been to 3 different other states already, so. But it's super fun to watch, you know. It's always fun to watch kids do something they love. Brian got the Padres and the Giants and the Rays and the Rangers. Shoot, maybe we can get a big one for you, Brian. Here, the boom, Ronnie Mauricio got that tie, Madden there. Oh, and the White Sox too. Very cool. I got a feeling we got maybe another case hit or 2 potentially, and also some stuff in those silver packs. Last case I opened, I got 3 case hits in. Hoping for the same tonight. So there's a counter alley. Nice. I know it's kind of crazy in these, but like I said, I've been surprised. Honestly, like I said, last case I opened, I was about this point, sitting about the same, and we ended up with 4 mags. So there's a nice little Chipper Jones. So it is always potential to hit big towards the end. Maybe pull a K-Zone or something like that. Maybe those All Kings. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen those All Kings ones? Pulled a Soto in the last one. Those things are sick. Those might be some of my favorite case hits now. Planetary Pursuits is currently my favorite. I just like the way they have it set up. You know, as it gets like an SSP that's even harder to get. You know, different ones, but yeah, 4 mags for a hobby is pretty good. It was crazy, especially Emmett did the other hobby, and he got 3 case hits, so, or 3 mags. So I was like, so the hobby has been pretty good. This is only the third full case we've done. Ooh, almost dropped that one. Woo. And so, you know, hopefully we see some more mags here. Yeah, the all aces. I was a pitcher when I played. In college. I played catcher all the way up till, but I'm a lefty, so the all aces are pretty sick. The all kings one I saw was very cool. I was like impressed. I like the way they feel and like the way they look in person. Just definitely like a sick little set there. So hoping to pull another one of those. That would be incredible. There's another Roki. William Contreras. Got the Padres. I feel like the Padres probably have the best chance to hit in this because I've seen quite a bit of Jackson Merrill stuff. So I feel like that is definitely a potential. The Giants actually have a lot of cool stuff. Aiden was showing me one of the players on the Giants. I think it's Dusty Baker's son. Has like a photo variation where it's like him as a kid. That'd be kind of cool to see. Oh, there's a Joey Grazzadini. I'm sure Aiden is in this break. Actually, he has the Guardians. He is trying to get a Miz first pitch, because Aiden's wild like that. Oh, you are a pitcher as well? That's awesome. I wasn't like super pumped when I had to like switch over, but obviously wasn't gonna go very far as a lefty catcher, even though I was really good. But just lefty catchers isn't a thing. So switched over to pitcher and topped out at 91. I was a lefty. Ended up tearing my arm off the bone twice, and that was kind of a wrap. So, unfortunately, that was the end of my career, but I had some cool experiences, got to play with some awesome players. My AAU team was stacked in high school. Got to play with a lot of dudes that went on to play in the MLB, and I got to see a lot of talent really close up. So started as first base and outfield, and moved to closer role. That's sick. Heck yeah. You were throwing the heat then, Brian? I assume coming in and pulling the hammer down, throwing that hammer down. Oh, there is a auto right there for the Dodgers. That kind of came out of nowhere there. Very cool. Let me get these two all put into top loads. Got it. Edgardo Henriquez on the auto. That one going over to the Dodgers and Peter Killinger. And we have one of my favorite pictures, like I already said. Tyler O'Neill on that sweet one going over to the Baltimore Orioles and Gary Braham. Over there. Or my rotator. Ooh, yep, that'll do it. High 80 is at 15. That's crazy. Yeah. It's funny because nowadays, like, the injury that I had technically, and I was in college. Freshman year was 2001. The injury was like fixable ish, but now with advanced technology, is probably would have been able to extend my career. So, it's just weird how like time works like that, but. It's nice to see that like some of these injuries don't cost people their careers at this point, which is very cool. So, rotator cuff is actually one you can kind of come back from now, but it is wild. It's wild nowadays to see what they're doing at the high school levels and stuff too, with like pitching, like obviously. Caps and all that stuff. Yeah, even at the little league level, my little dude just finished playing little league, and they have like very stringent rules on like pitch counts and all that kind of stuff. So, which I guess is nice to see. Very cool on this one, Garrett Whitlock on that. That is one of those cool reflection ones. I'm gonna put that one in a mag because those ones are super rare. He's on a bike. This man's on a bike. That's so funny. I don't know what these are called. Mirror variations, I think that's what they're called. Very cool on that one. I'm going over to the Red Sox. And Joe Lenza. Very, very neat. I love those like little like kind of different ones they got going on. That's a pretty cool one. I know, gold mirror. That's what. Thank you for that. I was like, my brain was like blanking it for whatever. That is a very cool one. I'm gonna try for you, Brian. I always like it when the people in the chat get the hits. It's always cool to see the see the reaction. So hopefully we can get something for you. So Manny Machado, not the insert you want to see there. Try to get you like a case it or something. Musgraves. There it is. Sosa and Acuna. There's a Jazz Chisholm. Yeah, I was saying it earlier. I've opened up enough of this now. I feel like every time I see a Sosa, I always see an Angel Acuna right after it. I know, it's always nice though. I always like I said, I like it when the people who are in the chat, I love it when everyone gets a hit, but I always like it when the people who are in the chat get a hit. It's a cool Willie Adams there. Mostly because it's fun to see the reaction and it like gets you even more pumped up. Almost halfway through this one. Like I said, I'm keeping those silver packs till the end, so we can open all those at once. I like the way the silver pack stuff looks. It's always nice to see those and hopefully pull some awesome stuff out of there. Here we go. And for the Athletics, we got that silver. I like how it just says Athletics on theirs, because obviously they're kind of a little bit in transit right now. Oh, that's a cool one. Mike Schmidt, Trey Turner. Go. I love those. I love those up against the wall shots. Those things are. They did a really good job with those this year. The photography in this set is definitely a lot better than I feel it was last year. There's a Max Muncy. Fernando Tatis Jr. This base over real quick, and then we'll get on to the second half of this break. Silver pack going over in the silver pack pile. Empty box. Couldn't figure out which trash can I wanted to throw that one into, so I'm gonna have to pick it up at the end. It's all good. I got both trash cans kind of getting full, so trying to figure it out. Being a lefty, it's all set up for the righties here. The Francisco Lindor there. Hi Mom card. That Tyler Fitzgerald's sick. Got that. Ryan Weathers. That cool silver. Ketel Marte on that retro throwback. Loving the throwbacks this year. It's definitely taking me back to my prime collecting days. Fernando Tatis Jr. card is so sick. Every time I see it, I'm like, man, there's that Hunter Goodman again. He always seems to be at the back of the pack too. Hunter Goodman is like almost always at the back of the thing. When you get him, he's almost always in the back. I don't know what's that about. Burns, Bobby Witt Jr. and George Brett. Very cool. Love to go to Kauffman Stadium and see Bobby Witt play. Got to see a lot of games at Kauffman Stadium growing up. Being military, we lived fairly close at one point, and we got to see a lot of cool games there. So, William Contreras on that one. I also love to just get out and go see a bunch of other stadiums again. Anyway, got another little man interested in the sport too. Really cool to take him to go see some more stadiums. My wife loves baseball as well, so we would have a blast going to see some games. Got the Stone Garrett on that silver there. Very cool. Throwback. Hank Aaron, that is a throwback. Always love. For like 3 book reports on Hank Aaron. It was always Hank Aaron or Roberto Clemente. I just keep reading the same one over and over. You know what? You don't like the throwback? Are cool, but they didn't need. Oh yeah, no, I agree with that one. Yeah, they definitely overloaded it. In the stuff, they should have made it a little more rare. I think. Definitely overload stuff. There definitely is, I think, something to be said about having like the variety and having like a couple different things, because it does seem to be a little overloaded. I think they did I think like half the autos we've pulled so far in this case have been on the throwbacks. So yeah, I agree with you. Overprinted on that. Well, it's so hard because I think it's the 90 parallel, and the 89 was so sick with the solid coloring, the one they used last year, and then kind of started going downhill after that. So. Got that one. Jackson Holiday right there. The thing I never understood about that set in general was there was like no real like color matching. Like whereas like in previous years and other years there was like either 89 was way better, way better. Is like there's like not really like a rhyme or reason for the coloring. Cool little Roki there. Get that one. And a Shohei. It was funny because honestly, I opened up a case of blasters earlier today, or pretty close to a case of blasters earlier today, and the blasters didn't have hardly any of the. That's a cool one. That one is numbered there. That's cool for the Red Sox. Summer Superstars Rafael Devers number 2/150. Kind of like this parallel. I was kind of hoping they would have autographs on this parallel, but I don't think they do because I haven't seen any. So unless they're just like super rare to get. Going over to the Red Sox. There's Juan Soto. There's Luis Angel Acuna. Seems like it's always that way. Oh yeah, no, you are not wrong on that. Yeah, it's funny because like some of those like early '90s sets like for basketball and stuff like they're kind of nostalgically ugly. There is a purple on that. I kind of like this leaders one that they did this year. Got the Cabrera on the purple. Going over to the Yankees and Peter Killinger. That one's number 250. But like they're almost nostalgically ugly, but like I feel like they don't always use the throwback version of the things they should use. They always use kind of like the ones that are just like ugly, but Like in small doses, I guess they're solid, but there's gonna be a Aaron Judge on the Major League materials. Going over to those Yankees. Aaron Judge. Very good at baseball. Going over to, like I said, the New York Yankees and Peter Killinger. Super sick there. Aaron Judge. Mookie Betts. Darren. Last pack of this box. Walker. Montgomery. All right, move these ones over. Get these sleeves real quick. To box number 9. Silver pack goes to the silver pack pile. Boom. 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 Empty box. Goldschmidt. There's a Rangers Kumar Rocker on the number 2/150 parallel. Nice little rookie there. That one going to Brian Thomas. Got a James Wood on the throwback. Sam Hilliard. Looks like I got a green in here. Maybe that's just a weird color that popped out. Oh, back of the card. Got a Daryl. Going over to those A's. maybe that's the turnaround, Brian. Alonzo. Chris Bryant is also almost always the last card in the pack when he is in these. And I saw him again on the back. That's what made me mention that. Him and Hunter Goodman almost always, when you get them, they are on the back of the pack. Kyle Tucker. Alex Bregman right there. Still kind of weird seeing him in a Red Sox jersey. The Hi Mom sign always cracks me up every time. Abreu. Freddie Freeman. got something coming up here. It's kind of how it was when I hit those other ones in that last case. Had a couple packs with not much in them, and then bam, we hit. So hopefully that is the case here again. The Austin Hedges, boom. There is a Junior Caminero for those Rays. Love those summer ones. This is going to be our jersey guard, and that one is number 2/150, going to Freddie Freeman and the Los Angeles Dodgers. There, going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are Peter Killinger. Picking up that Freddie Freeman on that City Connect to a 150. Very cool. Good hit there. Pete. Yeah, I agree with you. You're talking about the City Connect jersey ones, right? I assume that design is super weird. Hard to see the numbering. I do not understand why that design is specifically just like I don't know if it's supposed to be like road maps or I don't know. Makes no sense to me. Could have definitely done a better version of that, in my opinion. Hideo Nomo right there. Always cool to see the Hideo Nomo. Caden Dana. Javier Baez. Casey Schmidt. Always reminds me, like I said, that we pulled that Casey Schmidt debut patch a few years ago. Oh, that is a Dylan Cruz and James Wood. Very cool. Geloff. That Buxton is really cool. Him diving for that ball. There's a White Sox on that silver. Kerstad. Spencer Strider. The Zach Geloff on the number 2025 right there. Future Star. I always like that they do that every year. I know it's kind of like, I mean, it's a very high serial number, but obviously very cool nonetheless that they do it every year. Pretty cool. I don't know that I'd go out of my way to like grab any of them, but kind of cool concept, I guess. There it is again, and boom. There's a future star for those Cincinnati Reds. Brandon Lee on that number 2/250. Gorman. Wyatt Langford. All right, we are on to box number 10. 11. No, number 9. This is number 9. That last one was number 8. I don't know how to count. Don't worry about me. Silver pack goes to the silver packs pile. Empty box. This is 9. That's 10, 11, and 12 right there. Back on that back wall. Salvador Perez, one of my favorites. Love Salvador Perez. Is Salvador Perez a Hall of Fame? That's a sweet Ohtani. Over here. That last one was, I think the last one was still that Freddie Freeman City Connect was in that last box. So we are on to the new box. Hopefully we will pull a sweet one here. Oops. Forgot what side my stack was going to. Got the Bobby Miller there for the Dodgers. Hoping for another case hit too. Something to jazz us up here. Would be very cool to pull something like a K-Zone or All Kings or something like that. Looking for those things, you know. Trevor Story, kind of cool looking. Former. Yeah, that one's at Freddie Freeman, not great, you know. I just don't like the City Connect design, but it is what it is, I guess. On those, I just think there's so much they could do better with the with some of the jersey stuff, because they make some cool subsets. Like this is a super cool like insert. They can make that a jersey. I think that would be something that would be pretty neat. Maybe that would be a way to get those City Connects in, because they're summer, you know, superstars. Make them like a City Connect, I guess. I mean, I guess it's cool they do a city. They're trying to do a City Connect theme, I guess, since it is a different type of jersey. I don't know. I know. Oh, are you talking about Freddie Freeman? Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, yeah, Freddie Freeman, definitely a good player. His market is not that great. I don't know if it's I wonder if it would have been better if he would have stayed in Atlanta after they hit it, but I don't know. After they like won it, but I don't know. Yeah, you would think Freeman would have a bigger market, but he just doesn't have one. That's like that great. Got a Jackson Jobe right there. That one always confuses me when like players like that. There's a few guys in football. We were just me and Emmett were just talking about a guy. I'm forgetting who we were talking about, but we were talking about the same thing in football. How like we were like, how come this dude doesn't have really like a market? And he's like a good player. Aaron Judge, like, has accomplished a lot. Man, hopefully it comes to me. But yeah, I was like, we were talking about how it's like weird how like some players that haven't achieved as much will just have like a way bigger market for some reason. But oh, that is cool. Oh, and there's our autograph. We got the Will Warren on the retro throwback auto for the Yankees. The one thing I will say about these retros is at least they are on card, which is kind of cool. And like I said, I like that. Gunner's very cool. The reason I pulled that Gunner is it's I guess it's the silver one technically in this one because it looks a little different than the other ones. Very cool on those summer superstars. Dude, yeah, JRM has like almost no market, which is nuts. Like for what that dude has done, like there was a time where like I actually had I did a sweet Jackie Robinson there. I had a nice little PC kind of working of Francisco Lindor when he was on the Guardians, and then obviously he's like he's went on, but he also his market's like a little bit you know, for what he does. As a Tigers fan, I watched the Guardians play quite a bit. So some of my favorite players are Guardians players, and it seems like anytime you play for the Guardians, your market is just, you know. But I don't know. It's kind of messed up that it's kind of weird. Like I guess just I don't know. Kind of weird when like you look at stuff and you're like, okay, like this dude accomplished this, has a huge market. This dude accomplished this, which is much better and has like no market or a very small one. Juan Soto, Louis King Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., and Hank Aaron there. That was pretty sick. Yeah, any Cleveland team, no joke. That is the truth. Still hoping to pull that Miz card for Aiden because I know that's what he wanted. Mark McGwire right there. Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield, another dude. This guy has a career batting average of like 280, and look at all the like reds on there, all the categories he's led. Almost no market either. I think he won like 2 World Series. I don't know. It's always funny. Baseball's a little weird like that. Yeah, that is true. LeBron Cavs stuff is very, very, very good. Does very well in the market. Got the Max Scherzer on the silver there. Former Detroit Tiger Max Scherzer. Yeah, Witt has no market. Like Witt's market's so bad. It's like almost a negative market. But Ben Zobrist was a little bit like that too. World Series MVP, I believe, like a bunch of other stuff. Just never really had a crazy market. Then again, I think it's hard for the non-baseball like purists that that watch maybe a ton of games and understand kind of what guys do for a team, because there's so many games. I guess maybe that is the excuse that there are just too many games. Like, Bo Bichette. Kevin Alcantara on that retro. Let me get this base moved over and we will hop into box number 10. Box number 10 coming at you. Silver pack going to the silver pack pile. Like I said, I'm excited for those silver packs. Love the design of those, or the look, the Mojo look. Some of my favorite cards I own in my own collection are Mojos. Always enjoyed that look. Madrigal. They kind of jump together. Trevor Story card. It does look pretty cool. I've yet to see it. One of the acetate cards. Um, um, Emmett pulled one in his case. Always like those. Those ones are kind of cool sometimes. It depends on the player, obviously. You know, you want to get a pretty decent player on it, but pretty cool. And Drew Walters there on the silver. Going over to those Guardians and Aiden Clark. So hopefully I can pull him one of those Miz first pitch cards. Frelick. J-Rod there. Josh Lowe. There's another Roki. Paul Goldschmidt. Sanchez. Cook. Kirby. Jacob Young. There's a Jackson Merrill on that base leader and a Duke Ellis. Fairchild. There's a Shohei right there on that throwback. Talk about a guy with a market, Shohei Ohtani. Okay. He has all of the market. Andy Ibanez on the silver. Ben Lively. Alex Cobb. Ronald Acuna Jr. Pulled that number to 5 of this guy at the front. This is Grant Holmes. Interesting. It's his rookie. Interesting. He was like drafted in like 2014. Made it up. His first round pick in 2014, and finally just made it up. Made his debut like last year. That's crazy how that works sometimes. That's one of the cool things about baseball, I guess. Though, you know, you get those like stories where dudes are just grinding it out. You know, boom, got a Trent Grissom on this. Number to 99. Going over to the Yankees. And Peter Killinger. Marte. Rafael Devers. See one in the back that I think might be. I believe it is. We do. Oh, that is sick. Got a second case hit. This one's going to be a K-Zone of Sandy Koufax going over to the Dodgers. Those are sick. I love those K-Zones. So sick. As a former pitcher, I love those so much. The backwards K-Zones are a little harder to pull. My last one was an Aaron Nola, and it was a backwards K-Zone. So, but such a sick SSP. That one is going to the Dodgers and Peter Killinger. Sandy Koufax on that. Super sick K-Zone. Love those things. Love those ones. I gotta move my silver pack stack. Very cool. Love those. JT Realmuto. Still got time. Hopefully we can pull an all kings or something. That would be sick. Love those K-Zones, though. I thought they were, like, team-colored, though. That's why I thought the Aaron Nola one was red. That one being red's a little interesting because I think there's a... Maybe there's short print and numbered short... I don't know. But the picture that I've seen of the Skeens is yellow, so... I don't know. I thought they were, like, team-colored, but... I expected. I also didn't realize you could pull like the old time players as well. Sandy Koufax, very sick. There we go. We got a super thick one. So let's see what we got here. Brash. All right, here we go. Let's see. We got a Nico Hoerner /5. That is super nasty. That patch is sick. Wow. On card. Game used memorabilia going over to the Chicago Cubs. Jason Mammer Cox. That is a sick one. Wow. Very nice one. Get a thick one for that. That one might be even. That might be. Yeah, let's go with this one. Super sick. And it's weird because Nico, I just have to look it up, but it does have the inscription 2 on it. So I'm guessing Nico wears number 2. Don't know his jersey number off the top of my head, but this is number 2 of 5, so this might also be jersey number. Which would be very cool. Man, that is a sick one right there. Wow. Very cool, very cool. I'm going to check that up. I'm actually going to check that up real quick. Oops. Just minimize my thing because I don't know how to... I made it too small. Pull this up. Let's see. Nico. Jersey number. He does wear number 2. Very cool. Awesome. So, number 2 of 5 for the player that wears number 2. Nice little jersey number as well. Awesome on that one. super sick. There's a Bryce Harper. Last pack on this one, and then we'll get into our last 2 boxes. There's a Spencer Strider on the number to 2025 to go with the home field advantage. There we go. Boom. Stand up so I don't knock anything over here. Box number 11. Silver pack. It's there. Boom. Empty box. I'm gonna actually move these over here. Move this base over as well. These ones out of the way. Move these ones as well. Alrighty. No, they are hiding right now for sure. Hopefully not for long. I'd say usually Topps has been very generous with the Padres and Giants, but not so much today. Stephen Kwan, Trevor Story. Weird how sometimes you'll get like packs that have like stacked with inserts, and then some you'll just get base and base and base. So Mookie Bet. There's another all base pack. We have an insert in this one. Boom. Got a Teoscar Hernandez. This is going to be our... Oh, there's a Drew Thorpe on the jersey for the White Sox. I'm going to Brian Thomas on that rookie jersey piece. There you go. Drew Thorpe. Yeah, not the one we were looking for, but... There's a Michael Harris II. Toronto. One on those like dual interesting ones. I've seen one. Most of them seem like they're the same team. Every now and then you get ones that are different teams, but Hunter Renfroe there on the back. Very interesting. Got the 3 and no. Always better together. The no that took multiple people to throw. The no. Geloff. Rocker. There's a AJ Smith Shawver on that silver. Oh, that one is actually not a silver. That one is number 299. AJ Smith. All right, I think he just went out with a Tommy John's. I think he's getting Tommy John. So hopefully he can make a speedy return there for those Braves. Blaze Alexander. There's a Gunner. And there's a Jacob deGrom. Another Whit Merrifield. Goldschmidt. Sean Murphy on that silver. Three packs to go in this 11th box. Soto, Suzuki, and Alex Call. 2 packs to go. This one, and then we will be on to the last box. Cunha. That is a sweet Brian Buxton right there. Love that one. This one is going to be 2025. Very cool looking card. One of the better action shots in the set. And like I said, the set has pretty cool shots in it, so really enjoy that one a lot. Got a Roki right there on the front. Nolan on that All-Stars. These base move over, and then we'll be into that last box, and then we'll get into those silver packs. Bam, here we go. Box number 12. Silver pack goes to the silver pack pile. box right there. Cal Raleigh having a crazy year this year. Hitting the ball very, very hard. Got the O'Neal Cruz. Another rookie. That Mark Long. Wild. Having the Mark Long on there. Was hoping. So that was the second one I've seen. Usually you don't see more than 3. So hopefully maybe we got one more in there, and hopefully it's the Miz one. We will see. Hi Mom right there. Very cool one. Jones. Blake Snell and a Drew Waters. There is a Jeremy Pena on the jersey material going to the Astros. And the Astros are Joe Andreessen. There you go, on that one. So the rest of this box could pull another SSP, pull another, some other stuff could show up. And then we have those silver packs as well. Like I said, have pulled autographs out of those in past breaks. So look forward to that. Dylan Cruz on that throwback. Plays Alexander. The Jarren Duran on the silver. More of those duels. Kyle Freeland. Kamar Rocker on the retro. Give that one a nice little sleeve there. Gillespie. Fernando Tatis. Always looks so nice. I like the design on that one. Or the photograph on that one, I should say. That's what I said. What I meant. the last couple packs. Like I said, hopefully still have a SSP or something up our sleeve would be nice. Like I said, love to see one of those. Another one of All Kings. Vladdy, Brandon Lockridge. Arrow. Jackson Judd. There's a William Contreras and Jonah Bryan. Blue looking out back in the back there. Oop, maybe not. There's a Hunter Green. Oops. There's a Hunter Green. There's an Andy Pages. On the silver. 3 packs left in the regular break, and then we will get into the silver packs. Nolan Arenado, Colorado Rockies team. Go a little last pack magic, maybe. Massey, Robbie Ray. There's an Ellie De La Cruz on the summer superstars. These ones put over into the box. And then we'll get into our silver packs. Here we go. Silver packs. Freddie Freeman, Ricky Henderson, got that Kevin Alcantara, and the Shota Imanaga. The Willie Adams, got that Jackson Merrill right there. Junior Caminero and Caden Dana on the auto, going over to the Los Angeles Angels and Peter Killinger. Very cool on that one. I love those Mojos. Super sick. Very beautiful cards. Let's see if we can get another auto. Would be nice. Randy Johnson, Acuna Jr., Hunter Green, got that Manny Machado there. Hank Aaron, Will Wagner, Nolan Arenado, and then numbered 299 Nolan Arenado. So is a top load. I know Pete is having a day for sure. Definitely having a day. Yeah, I was hoping in that pack it was like the right teams were showing up. O'Neal Cruz, got the Paul Skeens there. Javier Sanoja on that rookie. Griffey, Luis Angel Acuna, Aaron Judge. Then we got a Justin Warbleski. So got a few of these left. It is always Dana. I feel like they. O'Neal Cruz. Got another one of those Paul Skeens. Got a Javier Sanoja and a Pete Alonso. Got the Sandy Koufax. The Alec Baum. That Bryce Harper right there. And then Thomas Sagis. I always forget how to pronounce that dude's name. It messes me up. There's too many G's. Got a Brent Rooker, Chipper Jones, Shea Whitcomb, Bo Jackson. Down to the last couple silver packs. Hoping for some sick magic here. We got the Aaron Judge, got a Justin Warbleski, Carlos Correa. We got the Tamayuko Sagano. We got the Hideo Nomo, Chris Sale, Teddy Ball Game. Got a number to 150 Chipper Jones going over to Atlanta. Sean Herring. And last pack magic. Be in our favor. Give us another auto. That would be so sick. We got the Mike Trout. Zach DeZenzo. The Shohei Ohtani. And a Zebby Matthews. Alrighty, let me get this one into a sleeve. And then we will move these over. And do our recap. Oops. Got that little spin there. Here we go. Let's get these put over here, and then we will get these ones over here. All right, here we go. All right, we got the Chipper Jones to 150. We have the Nolan Arenado to 99 going over to the Cardinals. We have the Caden Dana going over to the Angels. We got that Jeremy Pena going over to the Astros. That Brian Buxton, number to 2025, going to the Twins. We have the Smith Shawver going to the Braves on the 99. We got that Drew Thorpe going over to the White Sox. We got the Spencer Strider out of 2025 going to the Braves. We got the Trent Grissom going over to the Yankees on that 99. We got the Will Warren going over to the Yankees on that auto. The Novelli Marte. Oh, that's two of those together. I was like, that's on the 250 going over to the Reds. We got that Zach Geloff number to 2025 going over to the A's. We got that Freddie Freeman on that City Connect number to 150 going over to the Dodgers. We got the Kumar Rocker number to 150 going over to the Rangers. We got that game used jersey on Aaron Judge going over to the Yankees. We got the Cabrera on the purple to 250 going over to the Yankees. We got that number to 150 Summer Superstars going over to the Red Sox. We got the Tyler O'Neill out of 2025 going to the Orioles. We got the Edgardo Henriquez autograph going over to the Dodgers. We got that Jackson Cheerio going over to the Brewers on that autograph. We have the Seth Johnson going over to the Phillies on that number to 250. We got the Thomas Saggesi number to 25 going over to the Cardinals. We got Angel Martinez going over to the Guardians on that jersey. We have the Edmundo Sosa on the number to 250 going over to the Phillies. We have the Rafael Devers jersey going over to the White Sox. We have the Adele Amador number to 74 going over to the Rockies. We got the Detroit Tigers number 2 2025 going over to the Detroit Tigers. We have that American flag Austin Wells number 276 going over to the Yankees. We have the Javier Assad going over to the Cubs number to 250. We have the Heston Kjerstad going over to the Orioles on that 2025. We have to the Cincinnati Red Brett Lauder on the autograph. We have Gleyber Torres on that number to 150 going over to the Tigers. We have the Ozzy Albies going over to the Braves on that bat. We have a Cole Ragans number 274 going over to the Royals. And then on to the heavy hitters. We got that gold mirror Garrett Whitlock going over to the Boston Red Sox. We have that home field advantage of Spencer Strider going over to the Braves. We have the K-Zone Sandy Koufax going over to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Love that insert. And then we have this super sick Nico Hoerner, numbered 2/5, out of his jersey, number 2 of 5 on the auto, going over to the Chicago Cubs. That will do it for our break. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Happy Father's Day to all y'all dads out there. And we will see y'all